Okay, so for this exercise, you're going to need either a lacrosse ball like this or a tennis ball. So pick your poison, whichever one you want, and we are going to work on our passé. So first things first, in passé, let's debunk the whole thing. Your passé is held by your hamstring. Your big part of your muscle here is used in your hamstring. Now, there is a muscle that it feels like a hose that connects right into your groin and goes all the way back around and connects to the back side of your knee. So that is also the muscle that you will use in this exercise. So if it feels sore on the inside of your legs and you're feeling really sore, then that's good. You do not want to grip your hip at all. There should be no hip gripping. There should be nothing going on in the side of your hip. There should be no pinching, no burning feeling, nothing that feels like anything is snapping over. It needs to feel, it can feel tight. There can be a little resistance, but it should not be painful. If it is cramping a little bit, make sure that you're stretching out your hip. And make sure that you're using the correct muscles. Now, if your muscles are cramping, it's either one of two things: lack of magnesium and potassium, or those muscles are extremely weak, and so you are developing that strength in your muscles. So, when you also do passé, your toe is to either the front of your knee, the side of your knee, or the back of your knee, depending on the style of which you train. Now, you want to be very lifted on both sides. Now, there's a thing about how obviously your hips have to be at a even angle in passé. You don't want it to be the hiked up hip because that would shorten in your supporting side, right? The whole idea is not actually to keep your bones from moving. This is going to move. Your bones are going to move because they're not malleable like muscle. So the goal is to actually use our muscles here to keep both supporting sides long. You have your supporting side that's going to be long and your working side that's going to be long from your back and from your core. Then that is what's going to keep your hips in line and level. Now, when we're working on développé, which we'll talk about a little bit later, your hips are going to tip a little bit, not a lot, not to where it's, you're going completely off your hip. But it is going to tilt a little bit because it's a bone, and that's how our bone structure works. But you also want to have the flexibility in your hip, again, ball and socket, right? If it's in the socket, it can turn. There shouldn't be any issue, right? So if it's a ball and socket issue, then it has to make sure that you're not gripping the wrong things. So we're going to practice passé just with this one simple exercise. Now, this exercise is actually not my own. This was an exercise that I learned from my company teacher way long ago, Grigori, and it completely changed my life. So, first things first is you're going to want to test your mobility. So, the line of your knee needs to be in line directly at 90 degrees. So you're going to go into a tree pose and figure out, okay, where does it feel the most flexible? If you can get your foot all the way up here, cool. If you can't, that's all good. I personally can't hold it there. It actually hurts my hips. So really work on that turnout. Really figure out, okay, where is it? Now lift your knee to a 90-degree angle and point your toes. That is your passé. That's where you're supposed to be. So in order to get that, we're going to put the ball in the crook of our knee, like this. Go ahead for the first few times, hold your kneecap. Feel nice and tall, hold your kneecap so that you can relieve some of the pressure and the tension off of your hips. Now, we're just gonna do 10 pulses. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And relax, stretch it out really quick, and then again, stick it in the crook of your knee, hold it, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Your goal is to get your toes to your knee and relax. I'm already feeling it in here, in my hamstring, or in my psoas, not because I'm gripping, but because this whole front part of my leg is working into my core. Again, the psoas is the muscle that connects from the back, wraps around the front, connects itself to here, and goes into your leg. Yes, your whole body is connected like one giant puzzle piece. And again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this time, go ahead and get rid of your ball. We're going to figure out where Passé is. And you're gonna feel like it's so much lighter, so much easier, and it is going to make the biggest difference. So let's do the other side. Again, figure out where it is in your body. Cool, I feel good here. Now I'm gonna lift my knee, and that's where my Passé is supposed to be. So, I'm gonna do a lower Passé, hold my knee, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax, shake it out, and again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax, shake it out again, just sit in your hip a little bit. All right, this time we're gonna hold it again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release it. And there we are. And you should not feel anything up here. You should not feel anything in here. It should be a little sore in here, a little sore on the inside. And if you feel it in your hamstrings, A+. That's how you fix your Passé.